All right, everyone. So, oops, video is going kind of slow there. Is it going? Hey, there you go. Sorry, a little bit of a lag. All right, so you guys just completed assignment 1. Okay, the choose your own adventure story. So hopefully you have a good idea of how to apply HTML, how to apply CSS for visual structuring and visual design. You know, we've talked about design elements, things like colors and balance, and things that go into a well-designed, just overarching layout. In terms of concepts, we've talked about HTML and everything that kind of goes along with that. We've talked about images, adding images, formatting images for the web. We've talked about hyperlinks. We've talked about, doing things like CSS. What is CSS? We've done CSS typography. That's things like setting, like a color, font face, font size, line height, that sort of stuff. We also did backgrounds. That's like adding, a background image or a background color or a gradient. And we've also done a little bit of layout using box model. Okay, so that's things like width, height, padding, margin, borders, that sort of stuff. Okay, and so you can build a decent web page with that. And you guys, did your assignment. Today, we're going to go and discuss a couple of things. The first thing is how to create a navigation bar. Okay, so a navigation bar, you guys, I'm sure familiar with that. I'm on Diablo Valley's website right here, and it's like, this is a navigation bar, right? All websites typically have one. It's a collection of hyperlinks. So for instance, if I actually go into here, this is a hyperlink. It's an A tag, as you can see. And essentially, it's a bunch of hyperlinks that are grouped together. And typically they are, they're styled a certain way. And a lot of times if I put my cursor above them, they will change. It could be something like the text changes color or the background changes color in some way, shape, or form. So for instance, let me go to like Amazon.com or something, and in this case, it's not a changing color, but you can see there's that little white box that's going around it, the white highlight, whatever you want to call it, that's being added to it. So that it could be something like that. These two cases, both navigation bars are horizontal, but you may also have a vertical like this. So this is a vertical navigation bar. A lot of times this happens when you're viewing the website on a smaller device, like a smartphone. So for instance, I bet you if I do this, see how this actually contracts and it becomes this little, a lot of times people call it like a hamburger menu. It's a little button. And when I click, I get those same navigation options, but instead of being displayed horizontally, they're going to be displayed vertically. Okay, so we're going to discuss the first half of today is really kind of discussing how to create them. Okay, so we'll talk about that. We have to kind of go back over a couple of concepts that I did talk about before, but just we're going to, go back over them. And once we go over them, we're going to learn how to make these just using pure HTML and CSS. Okay,